Eric Metcalf arrived on the campus of the University of Texas in the mid-1980s, and his running on the football field and the track soon electrified the Southwest Conference. A two-sport star from 1985 to 1988, Metcalf was a two-time NCAA long jump champion and became a five-time All-American in track. He also won Southwest Conference long jump titles in 1986 and 1987. As a running back and punt returner on the football team, Metcalf was a three-time All-Southwest Conference selection, as well as the 1987 Southwest Conference Player of the Year. He set the Longhorn records for single game, single season, and career receptions by a running back. Metcalf also has the second highest punt return yards, and his 5,705 all-purpose yards is fourth in school history. Metcalf was the first-round draft pick of the Cleveland Browns in 1989 and played 13 seasons in the NFL. He had 2,392 career rushing yards and 5,572 receiving yards with 31 touchdowns. He led the NFL in punt return touchdowns in 4 different seasons, finished with over 3,000 punt return yards and over 5,000 kick return yards, and his 12 total return touchdowns are the third most in NFL history. Metcalf's 17,230 all-purpose yards ranked him among the NFL's top 10 all-time at the time of his retirement. He was also a 3-time All-Pro and 3-time Pro Bowl selection. Metcalf retired from the game of football in 2011 and turned his focus back to track. He started the Seatown Express Track Club to benefit young track and field athletes. Metcalf is currently serving as the Washington Huskies sprint coach. Eric Metcalf keeps on running, this time right into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame.
Good evening. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for without this God-given ability, none of this would be possible. I would like to thank the selection committee, my wife Lori, my kids, Mikhail, Makai, Misha, who after tonight, I'm pretty sure they won't think I'm a scrub anymore. See, you guys understand it. When I'm at home, I'm just dad. It takes nights like this for them to understand that I was okay at what I did. And so maybe they do understand that tonight. My parents and family, friends, coaches and teammates that have given me so much support throughout my life and as an athlete. I thank everybody. I would also like to congratulate my fellow inductees. This is a great honor for each and every one of us. I mean, there are only, close to 400 people in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and now we're joining those people so we can say we are the best. But when I sit back and think about my life and what's transpired in my life, I think about how it could have gone so much differently if not for certain occurrences. For example, if when I'm in a track meet in New Jersey, if I'm not sitting next to James Blackwood, would Texas ever recruit me? People don't really realize that Coach Blackwood is the one who got me to the University of Texas just because by happenstance we were sitting in the stands at a track meet. He didn't think I played football. He didn't know what I did. And he asked me, what event do you do? And I said, the long jump. He said, well, how are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to win. I don't think he believed me because I was just sitting there minding my own business, not caring about anything. And right after that, he comes to me and he says, hey, you thought you were going to jump onto the track, didn't you? I said, yes, I did. He said, I could tell. I knew that you stopped that jump short. And it was a 25-9 jump or something of that sort in high school. And so, which is pretty good. But what's most important is he's the one who got me here. I was in Virginia at the time. My dad and finished playing with the Redskins. I was living in Virginia, and that's where the University of Texas came to recruit me. I took all my trips. I came down here and visited, and I loved it. I came to a game, and unfortunately, it was against A&M, and A&M beat the mess out of Texas that day. And that was the only trip my dad went on with me, and we stood on the sideline. And my dad said to Ken Dabbs at the time, "You guys really need my son." That was the first time that I really knew my dad thought I was good. And I knew it because he said that, but he would never say to me, "You're pretty good." But he said it that night in a different way. But what's even funnier is I committed to the University of Miami. And if anybody knows the 30 for 30, the U, and what happened with Miami during that time, that's what I would have been there. My parents wanted me to go to Notre Dame. I had gone to Catholic school my entire life, and so they wanted me to go to Notre Dame, but I was hell-bent on going to Miami. I took my visit to Miami at 17 years old. I committed on the spot. I'm coming here. There's nothing like Miami. I'm coming here. You can have me. I don't even have to go back home. I want to go. And so if you ever seen the U, the 30 for 30, you understand why my parents didn't want me to go there. And so, you know, after that, I told my parents I won't go to Miami, but I'm not going to Notre Dame. And that's when I opened up recruiting again, and I called Coach Akers, and he came up to see me, and I ended up being in Texas. Then, which the story is later, after I sent some film to Texas, I've been told later, it's probably rumored, you'd have to ask Coach McWilliams right there, that when Coach Akers showed my film to everyone there, everyone said, "We don't want him because he's doing this against private school Catholic kids. He can't do that in Texas." I don't know if this is true, but this is what I've been told. Well, fortunately, Coach Akers said, "Well, I still want him." And I came, and it worked out just fine. You know, being at the University of Texas was something special to me. And if not for the University of Texas, I wouldn't be in this position tonight. It's just truly special. I was able to forge relationships, lifelong relationships with friends, and you know, and that I still keep in touch with. They're still dear to my heart. Like Larry Falk, who was an equipment manager when I first got to Texas, and we're still very close even after his retirement. Larry took care of me, and he still does. When I got there, he was like, "I know you're far away from home, so I'll look out for you." And he did that, and he still does. Earl Campbell, who in my mind is Texas football. That's what Texas football is, Earl Campbell. And he's a dear friend, and I appreciate what Earl has been to me, the bond we formed, and his family. I've been close with his family ever since I met him. My college suite mate and teammate, Tim McCray, who when I first got to Texas was questioning why Texas came all the way to Virginia to get me, when there were plenty of running backs in Texas they could have gotten. I think my first play, our freshman year, showed him why. First punt I returned at Texas was 88-yard touchdown, I think. It was brought back. I didn't get the touchdown. It was brought back because they said I stepped out of bounds at 50 yards. But I still went to the end zone, and I still don't believe I stepped out. So then he recalls later, "Now I see why they brought you." Tim went from not believing I could play in Texas to believing I should be in every Hall of Fame there is, including his own high school. There are so many people in Texas who have impacted my life that if I named everyone, they might start playing the music as if this were the Grammys. Everyone has a special place in my heart. I appreciate their friendship, the relationships. Like these are what have made Texas special to me. Texas is like a second home. Now, when I was growing up, there was one person that I wanted to be like, and that was Terry Metcalf. He played in the NFL, and he played for the St. Louis Cardinals. I did everything possible to be like him and reach the goals that he did. That was all I had set in my heart. I want to be Terry Metcalf. I want to play in the NFL. Now, what makes this ironic is that when I got to Texas at 17 years old and even older, so many people, respectfully, would come to me and say, "I used to hate your father." And I understood what that meant. That meant they were Cowboy fans. And he used to get in fits when he was a player with the Cardinals. Well, Pops, the state of Texas hated you. But with becoming one of the newest inductees to the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, I can say they love me. And the feeling is mutual. Thank you.